Yet another new design I'm coming up with. I have made one of these earlier, but I'm going to show a little bit of what it's all about. I made this pattern. I placed it on the slate. I cut it out on the scroll saw. So the next thing will be to finish cutting my call out. And again, no pedestal, no soundboard, no holes. Get back to you shortly. I'm making the opening for the slate. It's never exact, but I get it as close as I can. Making the final cuts real slow so I don't make the hole too large. I like to have the slate flush with the top edge of the call. On this I would go a little bit deeper and allow for sanding of this top edge. And I'll try to make the shelf that the slate's going to sit on an 1/8 inch wide. And I'll show you that here in a second. At this point I have the slate just a hair below the surface edge, and I have the shelf cut in for the slate to rest on, and I've begun to cut the center out. And what I like to do now is I like to finish the outside of the call, shape it, polish it, and then when that's finished I'll go back and do the inside of the call, cut the depth, and remove the call from the lathe. This is how I cut the burn rings, the black lines into my call. I take a sharp, nice decorative line. To make my calls, I usually start off, first of all, I have the lathe on the lowest speed possible. If you don't, I use 2 items. I like to use a cloth when I put the friction polish on it. Makes a nice surface. I use my parting tool to get the call just about all the way off, but not completely. I'll saw the rest of it off. And any time that you're using the lathe and doing anything that's causing heat to the wood, my final check is to see how the slate fits, because you can get some warpage. You can get some warpage from the heat build up when you're doing the last parting process. It's just a little bit tight, but it'll be okay. If it was tight that I couldn't get the slate back in, I'd take a little bit off the edge right here on the inside, but that'll be okay. Next process is to cut the lathe off, or cut the wood off, cut the call off. I use this saw right here. I cut it off, put it down through here and cut it off, and then I'll use my surface grinder or sander to finish off the bottom. The call is off the lathe. The only thing left to do now is to glue the surface in and let it set up. Again, no soundboard, no pedestal, no holes. Go from that to that. Glue it up, let it sit for 24 hours, and I'll let you hear how it sounds a little later on. I test out my latest call design now. I'm out in the shop. It's a little chilly, but here it goes. Again, this call has no pedestal and no soundboard, no holes. The striker I'm going to use is oak. Can be played in any one of the segments, even in the center. I think it turned out pretty good. Thanks for watching the video.